All right, ready?
Yeah, I already record.
Okay, cool. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to an episode which is going to be the start of many to come. We're going to be looking at mezcal, which is a spin-off of the version of tequila, and you're going to see why it's a very, very private type of alcohol to drink. And probably the biggest episode so far, I have my co-founder of Tequila High Club coming into the studio right now. He's flown over from Bali, and what you're going to find out from him, being one of the biggest guys in fashion in Australia and so connected all around the world now, you're going to see how to take a fashion brand to $1 million in 12 months, and you're going to see how to adapt even when things like COVID happen. So this is exceptional. We're going to have him on all the time, as much as possible when he flies to Bali. So before no further ado, Eddie, bro, what's up? You finally, gang.
Wanting to get here for a while.
Yeah.
Well, finally here. Started this THC, the Tequila High Club thing going.
How many years ago did we come up with the idea?
Oh man, it's probably like close to 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. The original concept, if you remember, was like drinking tequila and smoking weed.
Yeah.
THC. How great. Like that was such a wow moment. And then just kind of sat on it, and then you went ahead and just did such an amazing job with all your guests, with your tequila selection. I know it's so limited to in Bali with the tequila selection. Even in Australia, we just got the 818 Kendall Jenner's, tequila, yay, great. But hopefully we can, as we grow, we can get more tequilas in. And I'm excited to try this mezcal because I remember my first experience with mezcal. I had a Mexican guy came to the store. His name is Eddie. And I said, he saw my tequila tattoo. And like, oh, you drink tequila? I'm like, yeah, I drink tequila. Mexicans don't drink tequila. I'm like, hang on, what do you mean we don't, you guys don't drink tequila? We drink mezcal. What the fuck is mezcal? So it's more smoky. We sip it on the rocks, have a dried cricket salt and slice oranges, watch the sunset. So I started doing that. And there was a tequila bar in Perth called El Grotto, and it won the best tequila bar in Australia. So I was there every single day watching the sunset, drinking mezcal. It's very smoky, very quiet taste, not for everybody. Girls probably won't like it, but I know.
Yeah, mezcal, like the story of it is such a, like I was saying in the intro, like it's a very private label because all the families don't want it to get as big as tequila. They still want to keep that very rich history and the recipe is very close. And this is why I love Código. I mean, Código is one of the fastest growing tequila brands now, but their mezcal, they work with this small village, which is away from Jalisco, called Artesanal. And they only do very, very small batches in line with how the small village and the family want to actually, expand the mezcal. So, but before we get into this drink, have a taste and see what it actually feels like. Why is tequila? I mean, you got tequila tattoo. Why is tequila so big for you?
Well, I started drinking tequila because I'm Asian, so I get Asian flush. So if I drink vodka, beer is really bad. Wine is really bad. I get super red and I get dizzy. My head just explodes, right? So I started drinking tequila. And when I want to drink tequila, somehow I don't get as red and I don't get headaches. And then later on, when I was drinking a lot of it, because of that Eddie guy starting to teach me, Eddie, it's the only alcoholic drink that's an upper. Everything else is a depressant. I'm like, what? That makes sense. But that also makes sense why people throw up, because at the end of the night, people tend to drink tequila. And while your body's already gone downhill, the tequila trying to bring you up, that's going to bring a lot of shit out of your stomach. But if you drink tequila all the way through from the beginning till the end, you don't get hangovers. And I find it awesome. I can drink every day. I just feel clean next day. You don't feel hangovers.
And also, a lot of people, they usually take the shit house tequilas.
Yes,
that's also.
If you see Jose Guerrero, I always ask, what's your house tequila? And they pull out Jose Guerrero, the dark one, the Reposado. You just go, nope. No, if they have the clear ones, great. The Blanco, you can drink that. That's actually pretty nice. But all the ones with the what's another one? The Jimadov, I hate that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad for a Reposado that's very, very cheap and not aged that very well, but it's still very, very low.
I drink a lot of tequila and Nestle too when I see it. I ain't drinking that shit.
I think they put a lot of preservatives into it, even though, I
don't know what they're putting. They should stop producing that shit. That shit illegal. People hate tequila. Yeah. Because people who drink tequila properly, they'll start appreciating this, start drinking tequila. They'll switch into tequila rather than vodka, so you can replace your vodka drinks with tequila.
Yeah.
I even have, instead of vodka Red Bull, I have tequila Red Bull.
When we started hanging out, I was drinking tequila sodas, and then you were drinking the tequila OJ, and I was like, "What the hell is that, bro?" And then you're like, "Bro, just have some."
Yeah, and you go,
Like, changed my life forever,
yeah, right.
dude.
It's so funny. Like, I started that shit like maybe 8 years ago now. Like everyone in Perth who drinks tequila OJ would know me because I've converted them to tequila OJ.
Yeah.
Right? It's basically just tequila sunset without the grenadine because I don't like the grenadine.
It's like
and
syrupy,
so,
like-
yeah, so tacky. Plus it just takes too long. I just want my drink now.
Yeah.
Tequila OJ done. And just so simple and looks like you're drinking vodka OJ. I can have 20 of those, 30 of those, fine. So that's the story of a tequila.
That's
I feel like I think there's a trend now, like people moving away, especially the rich people moving away from drinking whiskey to tequila, especially with the celebrity endorsements of tequilas and stuff like that. I tried the Casamigos recently. Amazing. George Clooney's brand. I'm not a big fan of Don Julio. I don't know. People still regard it as the top of the range.
I think it's trash.
It's trash.
Their marketing that is very good. The bottle, the 1942, like everyone like loves that because of what it looks like, right?
Because I was like researching and then I saw like a lot of tequila enthusiasts love the brand Fortaleza, so I started drinking that. But it's very expensive, $70 a bottle.
Fortaleza. So Ryan from Lola's is like asking me, he's like, "Yo, if you can get this in, we'll have it at his at Lola's for like season 2."
So that's like the true. But I still like the Espolon, $40, $60, still great.
Espolon's still really good.
Espolon's clean.
The Blanco's got a really nice taste to it as well. It's not in your face, but it has a nice slow, gentle, smooth.
And I'm just like people who drink really good tequila, they understand you can actually drink it on the rocks, and I prefer that now sometimes. I go, low calories, 69 calories per shot, rather than 100 calories for a shot of vodka.
Yeah.
And you sip it, and yeah, I'm keen to try this. Let's do this.
Let's sip this, bro. Cool. So I've already poured in some. So we're just gonna
cheers.
Have a bit of a smell and
smoky.
Yeah.
Has
smell like a little bit of
I drink this
citrus feel.
Normally with like in Perth, I drink this with freshly squeezed apple juice at El Grotto. Yeah, straight to the nose. This is what I'm saying. I think with like that has a block of ice, like the big cube of ice,
the big one will
just smooth and transition into your throat a lot better. But we're in Bali, we just can't demand shit. Like
we'll book it in advance for the next season.
When we have a bigger budget, we'll have the big ice cube in there, or there's like round one in there.
But you can really smell that smokiness out of from the mezcal.
Yeah. This is the difference between the mezcal, they just smoke it in the ground, isn't it? Like and you get that smokiness and
what else are we tasting? There's like a dark cherry to it as well.
I don't know, I just taste agave and taste goodness. But it almost evaporates on your throat and just goes to like your nose, clears your nose and your eyes. My eyes are watery right now. And I like that. It just kind of like the ethanol, you go, that's smokiness.
I've been talking about the whole story of tequila and why it's so like important and the soul to it. But yeah, I watched this documentary on Vice, and they were going into like different mezcal villages, and like none of them want to actually. They all like look at tequila like Patron and everything. They now got machinery, and they just because they're banging out so many bottles. Every single mezcal village has no machinery. They're still using the bull carts to still go around and stomp it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that takes so much longer, and they just want to keep it like that
I like it. There's a story. I think there's a difference between a tequila brand like Casamigos, by George Clooney. He really promotes the farmers compared to Kendall Jenner's 818, which is all about her image.
It's like Terramana, The Rock does that as well.
Yeah.
Very much in the field, which is great.
Which is great. I think, the farmers love that too. So this is great. I'm going to finish this.
So, let's,
very good.
All right. So let's have a shot and do like a proper full one. Now, the Mexican guy, Eddie.
His name's Eddie, and he makes great tacos. It's just a typical Mexican, the typical Mexican guy you would expect to meet. You know, just typical.
Wait, what Mexican joint does he have?
He had like a store, just opens up every now and then, and I wish him to do more of a permanent thing, because he had so much history, and unfortunately in Australia, people like the westernized version of the authentic cuisine, and you know when it's too authentic, they kind of don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's like when we have like a Thai restaurant, right, and the guy would just want to do a really spicy dish, and this one particular dish called lab, and it makes people like drop 1-star review because it's too spicy. But that's how they eat it in Thailand.
Yeah.
But people don't understand that and just say, oh, this is too spicy. They should have warned us. I'm like, bro, you're eating Thai food, and Thai food is very, very much
So, did Eddie talk to you about how he takes shots or anything like that?
So he taught me how to have mezcal. So basically on the rocks, have dried cricket salt. And I don't know where you can get dried cricket salt. So you just have it with sliced oranges.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you just have a little bit of dab of salt, like have the orange.
Yeah. Actually, now we got the orange, right? Okay. But I'm going to teach you what I've learned from like my Mexican distributor, right? So we can do this. This works for like tequila the best way, and I've been showing people a lot of this, and they're like, "Holy shit! Like it actually works better." So cheers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath in. Because then what happens when people, this works for like terrible tequila as well. When people go to take a shot, they smell the really smooth. They know when it's like even other tequila, like they smell like the aroma. The agave is like very strong, right?
Except Jose Guevara.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you can't even take that.
Crash.
So we're gonna take a deep breath in, and then we take the shot, and then we breathe out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Wow, that was really smooth. That was extremely smooth. Oh, I honestly think
an Indonesian orange tastes so good.
Yeah,
so sweet.
I mean, that's so out of 10. How would you rate this mezcal?
To me, that's like high up there. I've had some bad mezcal where I go, oh,
yeah.
Just really,
I mean, so give us a rating out of 10.
I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
Okay, cool. All right, so why I'm pouring this, I mean, let's get into your fashion, and what you do and who you are. We've been mates for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But to me, it's been really, really exciting to see, the growth of your business. So Cabinet Noir. Now, you can talk about Cabinet Noir straight up, but I just want to get straight into it and ask, cheers.
Cheers.
How did you take your business, which you've been running for a number of years?
Yeah.
But I understand you got an investment and then you did two things. One, you quadrupled your income to make $1 million in a year. And then also when COVID happened, you totally switched the flip and then you changed direction and then that grew your business even faster. Like, explain to me, how did you do that with Cabinet Noir?
Well, so this is our 10th year anniversary. So this is our 10th year of running the brand and the store. Actually the store. The brand has only been running 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So I started off as, I have money, 250, 300 grand, either get a house or open a business. Me having that entrepreneurial mindset, I can get a house and then just keep paying the mortgage and I just have to work, or open up something that I wanted to do for a long time since I was 19. This is 10 years ago when I was 27. So I decided to open the shop. And I didn't know anything how to open a shop. I just wanted to do one. I said, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to open the shop. I've got the money now. So looking back now, I probably overspent the money on the fit out. Spent like 250 to 100 and then only spent 100 grand on the stock because I didn't really think properly about cash flow and, and all that stuff. But we were lucky enough, that was during the mining boom. So we converted that 250, 300 grand to $1 million within the first year. Actually, I had a goal to make $1 million, and it turned to 1.2 million on the first year. So, and then we just keep growing on my brands list, starting from 5, 10 brands to like 100 brands within 2-3 years. 2015, 2016, and we're just gone so big. That's when I started going to Paris, started doing Paris Fashion Week, started importing luxury designer brands that no one had in Perth at the time. And to me, that was great. because I had the initial thought of the store was creating a boutique, but with a fine dining modus operandi, which is like, our operation is blueprint is inspired by fine dining restaurant, Michelin star restaurants. So like Michelin star restaurants would go to a farm and be like, oh, what's fresh today? And the farmer, oh, the tomato is beautiful today, Alejandro. Like, oh, I'll take a case of that.
Yeah.
Or the fish is fresh. Get this, don't get this, don't buy this. And they have a good relationship with the farmers. And that's how I look at our store. I go to Fashion Week. So Fashion Week to me is like going to the market. Where I go, oh, what's fresh, guys? Like we'll look at, talk to with the other industry people, other stores and so on. And then they'll tell me, Eddie, look at this, like check out this brand. That's going to be big next year. I'm like, oh, okay. And then we'll see the brand and we'll talk to and then it didn't happen just like that. Like it took us a long time to be known.
Yep.
At the beginning, we have to knock on the door, literally knock on the showroom doors, like, hey, my name is Maradona. I'm from Cabernet Noir. Would like to see a brand. And they're like, oh, do you have an appointment? And I'm like, no, we don't, but we'd love to. Do you have any stockers in Perth? And obviously they're there to make money.
Yeah.
So they're not going to turn a customer down. And then I look at my store. Yep, your store is good enough. You can have a look and buy our products and brand. And I did that for 3 or 5 years before we started to get recognition.
All right. So before we go more into that, I want to roll back because I want to talk about your B-boy days before Cabinet, because there's a huge influence in your fashion and definitely your network in the beginning, I think. And then also leading into who you style in the artist industry and the music industry and all that. Tell me a little bit more, because you work with you work with Red Bull and something like that, right?
I started dancing when I was 16 to pick up a girl, as you do. I had nothing going. I was like, fuck, I need something cool. And at the time, this goes back to Run DMC, they had a music video called It's Like That. And they were breaking. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, fuck, if I can do that, I'll pick up this girl for sure, because she's into her hip hop. So dove into it, end up getting so obsessed with breaking, right, where I forget about the girl. I didn't really care about the girl. I was so obsessed with this art form. And I would just, and I was still at school. I would go from school, train back to home. And then every day I would do that. To a point where 2013, I end up winning the Red Bull BC1, which is the biggest breaking event in the world. And so I represent Australia for a couple of years, and my name just blew up. I think my name blew up before then because I had a bunch of videos that people were copying my skills on YouTube. And back then, YouTube wasn't a big thing. And I was just recording to kind of put a note to myself that every move that I made, I put it out on YouTube so I remember I can watch it again. And then it went viral and people started to copy more moves and my name got big. So if people call me Edit, that means they know me from breaking. Nowadays, they just call me Edit from Cabernet Noir, because that's my identity now, which is Seth. So, and I took that kind of, in breaking, the first thing I noticed was the lead breakers always dress the best. I mean, not all of them, but the ones I look up to, they're always so fresh. Where I always go, man, that guy's so fresh. He's got that shoe, rocking it with his hat, the matches. So everything is what we call you're building your own style, right? So if someone wears a hat like this, that guy will wear like this. That's his style. Or that guy will wear high like this to backwards, and I will wear like this, cover my eyes. Right now, I used to have my ears tucked in. That was my style back then, so you can't see my eyes. There was things that we picked up. And if you lace your shoes a particular way, wear your pants a particular way, roll one leg up, and stuff like that, you create your own identity and your own stuff.
You even had your identity when you took a photo as well, right?
Oh yeah, this I became viral because my face gets so red when I'm drinking, and I hate seeing my eyes. Right now, you can see I'm getting the Asian flush from the 2 drinks.
Yeah.
All right. So I used to just cover my face, and that was also in a b-boy way. There's a pose like this where you cover your face and just look so fresh because the angle, your hands, your fingers, you're making a shape. You're making letters with your body. That's how we always think about our dance. It's like graffiti. Oh, that's a nice, that's an S pose. There's a figure 4. There's the tut, whatever. It just when taking photos, we're boom. It has an angle, and we don't stand straight. We stand boom, certain angle. We hate standing straight. We always want to switch it up. We always want to flip it, and that carried into fashion because that was fashion to me. And so I started to shop, and what happened was, when I got into the luxury fashion, And I noticed like these brands like Off-White, Louis Vuitton, they're taking these elements from the b-boys, from the hip-hop community, like culture, without having the context with them. And that kind of pissed me off a little bit, because back then when I used to see people wearing, say, or a Metallica t-shirt. I know he listens to Metallica. He's in that sort of heavy metal scene. People wearing, like flat peak hat with a truck or whatever. Like, oh, that's the guy from, that's a Miami Star. Or New York Yankees flat brim, new era hat. Oh, that's the New York Steez, right? So that everyone is wearing their culture, really. But now you get kids wearing they're wearing like emo shit with, hip hop shit combining together. And I go, I don't even know what they listen to anymore. It's a mixed match. And A$AP Rocky's part of to blame as well, because he's the guy I just wear this t-shirt, this metal t-shirt because I like it. Do you know what I mean? So the kids are, yeah, that's cool then. And that's becoming a trend.
It's interesting when you see a guy wearing a Taylor Swift shirt, he listens to Taylor Swift though.
Yeah. Go Tay-Tay. Love Tay-Tay. But that's I carry that to the fashion that our brand now. Even the t-shirt I'm wearing now is a mock neck style from the 70s. Do you know what I mean? This like print has a certain context to it. The rings that I'm wearing has certain context to it. But that's what I like. When you're in fashion, you kind of like, you're communicating non-verbally. And when I look at your shirt, I'm like, oh shit, like, he needs to change, because he's been wearing the same episode for the last 10 episodes.
I got a reason why I'm doing it.
I know you do. You tell me the reason. Can you tell us the reason why?
No, I can't, because I can't say on. Okay, the reason why the reason why I wear this shirt and the same thing every single episode is because, one, we're a new show, and two, I don't have to think about what am I going to wear, so I can concentrate more on the tequila.
But it's the reverse of Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs worried because he doesn't want to think about it, but yours is so loud that you're wearing the same shit every season. I'm just wearing a black shirt.
I'm only doing it for this season.
Okay, good.
But I'm also loud though, aren't I? Like,
yeah. But I'll send you some Cabin Noir care package, so hopefully you can wear them.
Yeah, well, I'll wear that in season 2 for sure. Yeah.
And we do proper Tequila High Club merch, hopefully soon. So how do you find the tequila scene here, the drinking scene, or even like your life in Bali? Do you find it like a lot easier social life wise, wise? You've been here for a while now.
The tequila side is
it doesn't have to be like, I've found there's not a lot of tequila bars in Bali yet.
Nah. So my friend who helps me with like getting like these tequilas, Richard, he's got the biggest distribution company here. He's from Canada, absolute lord. And when it comes to tequila, he's like the biggest person here in tequila. He, behind America, he's Clase Azul's second biggest distributor.
Right.
That's a lot, bro.
And you know what I find really interesting? You can't find so many other tequila brands, but you can find Clase Azul. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. He went straight to the top.
And he's the reason, because he went over there, like once he started like, distributing it, killing it in all the clubs. And we have like the big bottle scene. We don't have, no one buys 1942 here. It's pushed to, you'll now see Código all the time, and then you'll see Clase Azul, and you'll see, Miss Fish last night, I saw on friend's story, I think there was like 10 bottles to one table.
Of course, yeah.
So
how much is a bottle at a club? 1,000 USD?
For Clase Azul, it's about, I think it's either between 9 mil and 14 mil. So
900.
So 700 US to like 1,100 US.
Right.
Yeah.
And retail, they're only about $100, 140.
They're 250, 300 US. Yeah.
Really? No, for the top end is 300.
For the Clase Azul, for like the blue Reposado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can buy them for I think 4.5 mil.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's actually like really cheap. The markup's crazy, right? The markup in Indonesia is way bigger, because when you think about the bottle service in America, you're purchasing it for that. So then also the bottle girl can also get money off that, and then you got staffing, right? But when you're adding an extra like 400 per bottle on top, it's crazy. So and
I think because the Clase Azul is such a recognizable bottle now, I feel like it's becoming the Belvedere or the Dom Perignon of tequila, and rich guys just want to flex that so they can attract more Russian women, hot Russian women in Bali.
That's it here, right? Yeah. And like, do you know what the one thing sucks about Bali though is the fashion here sucks. It's very hard.
Well, it's very climatized. It's like climatized to resort wear. So like if I'm sweating in this t-shirt right now, and this t-shirt's like 230 grams Japanese cotton, which is great, but I can't sell them here in Bali. You'll sweat your ass off here. But I noticed that they do heavyweight t-shirts here, which is really funny. Because I look at a couple of stores and a couple of brands in Bali, and they love the thick fabric.
But it's for all the people that, okay, you got the normal places here, right? Like, you know, the old school places, like the old mats and stuff like that. None of them are your clientele, right?
No.
But the people who go to Miss Fish and go to Savaya and spend the money, they're the ones. So when I talk about, I'm not talking about fashion just for guys. Even girls like hate it as well, because you can go to Beach Walk, right, in Kuta, which has like all like, you know, H&M and all that type of stuff, Zara, but that's not proper fashion. That's just like, nah.
No, yeah.
But to get actual, there's two problems here with Indonesia. It's one, importing it, then you have to pay a lot of tax for like designer stuff, right? Then two, but to create something nice that's like, say, cab within here also like costs a lot of money. But so it's like always like the international shipping and stuff. Well, that's the hardest thing.
For us, we wouldn't be able to sell it here. Our t-shirt is costing, for this t-shirt, it's $160. And people in Indonesia wouldn't pay that.
Dude, in Jakarta it would.
Oh, yeah.
In Jakarta, but Bali, not so much. I mean, I would think like if you did because you want to do a villa here as well, right?
That's my next step process after we've expanded Camp Noir brand.
Yeah.
I want to do something. So basically the three homes that I want, the three HQs that I want to establish is Perth, Bali, and Paris. So they'll be like my main three. I just go to Paris, Bali, Perth. Paris, Bali, Perth. Paris for Fashion Week, Bali to do work, and then Perth is kind of like chill. Because I love Perth. Very relaxed and laid back. So I think the only business that I think makes sense here, either opening a bar or a villa. I've been wanting to do a conceptual villas for a long time. Everything will be luxury, themed to our brand. So concrete, dark wood, very aesthetic for influencers to come in and take photos, doing content creation, stuff like that. So I have this concept in my head, blueprint for a while, but I think it will happen in the next year or two.
Yeah. So I mean, like, so that's in the next year or two. Let's rewind back a year or two. COVID, because I really want to know that, because I know what you did from a digital standpoint on how you flipped the switch when other businesses, you know, we saw a lot of shit go down.
Yeah, 100%.
How did you adapt and how did you really excel your business through that?
So after I opened up Cab 2013, 15, 16 was the peak. That was like, I was just making so much money then. To the point where I wasn't paying attention properly to the business. This is where I fucked up, because money kept coming in. I just kept spending it, keep buying new brands. So I went from, like I said, 10 brands to over 100 brands within 12 to 24 months. That's just over expansion.
Yeah.
They're just stupid. And I was getting offered left, right, center. Brands like Off-White wanted to be in our store. Brands like Alexander Wang, Helena Mill. You know, these are the brands that I get hit up by all the time, like Alexander McQueen. And they want to be in our store because we started generating hype around. No one was doing what we're doing in Australia at the time. And we have so many stores copying our business model after that. So 15, 16 were just insane money. I was just partying too much, you know, party, drugs, life, you know, just broken up with my ex, just like, fuck this, like, I'm making money. I wasn't paying attention to the business because making money. And then it bit me in the ass, because by the time of 2017, 18 hit, retail market just went oversaturated, and e-commerce business just boomed like crazy. And I could no longer catch up to the big guys, because the big guys have resources. They've been doing e-commerce for a while. They were using ads to kind of push their brand, and I didn't do any of that. I had e-commerce, but I wasn't pushing that. Didn't do any Facebook ads, didn't understand much of it. I just had the products online. So that's where I fucked up. So I was like, all right. And I was just fucking behind. So, because the way it works with the business is you have to buy 6 months before we launch the product. So which means I spent close to $1 million for next season that we're not making enough money to clear. That means we're stuck with this stock waiting to be delivered, and we had no way out until COVID happened, right? People hated COVID, but for us, because we were so behind, all the big guys so far ahead, and when COVID happened, it's like the universe just pressed the reset button, boop, and then everyone just went to the same starting point. And these guys actually end up behind. They end up closing. So I saw a
So
lot of
you mean
shut
like
down.
the retail side though, like really went to a foundational.
Yeah, so everyone's came from, because everyone's not making any money. So
Yeah.
now we're on the same starting point,
Yeah, got you.
right? And then the big guys actually getting fucked up more, like more, because they stocking 1,000 brands compared to I'm
And they got way more overheads.
way more overheads. So a lot of them went under,
Yeah.
right? A lot of our rivals went under, and I ended up getting ahead.
Yeah.
Right, because I was like, oh shit, and it was, to me, that dude, it was like saving my ass, really.
Yeah.
And that's to the point where I go, all right, now, like, even just during COVID, I was just like, all right, just re-strategize, dissect my business, be smarter with it, to the point where now I'm helping other businesses, like, through our agency, so they don't repeat my mistakes. Right, so now my experience in 10 years, 15 years in retail, I can just help other brands. Hey, look, don't do this. Make sure you look at your cash flow.
Don't over leverage.
Don't over leverage. And also, like, look at your buying. Jen, why are you buying this brand? Why are you spending so much money on this brand?
Yeah.
Is this brand's not getting you any return? Do you know what I mean? Like, shit like that. So, like, how's your marketing? You're spending a lot of money on this marketing, which doesn't give you any ROIs, right? So, like, these are sort of stuff that I'm, like, now helping other brands to do.
Okay, let's talk about marketing quickly. What's the difference between, from what you've seen, because you do a lot of Facebook ads and a lot of like advertising, right? But what is your difference? Because I don't see you ever do this. Influencer marketing versus just paid ads.
Yeah.
Do you do both, or is it still just only a paid ads?
Depends on your brand, right? So right now, I have clients that run activewear brands, jewelry brands, streetwear brands, even startup luxury brands, right? And then I'll ask them, who's your demographic? Well, activewear brands, but healthy girls, and they look up a lot of these health girls, fitness girls will look up to their coaches. They'll, like, girls look up to other girls, right? So the coaches and the fitness influencers are the leaders in the community. So then we use strategies such as UGC, building UGC, user-generated content. So I'll tell the brands, all right, have your top 10 ambassadors, send them care packages, and give them discount codes, so they like their followers get discount, a little bit of discount, and they also get commission on top of that. So then the leaders of the UGC, they'll push the brand, and because they're making money, right? They'll be like, oh shit, I can make up to 30 grand a month.
Do you just want to explain what UGC actually means?
UGC means user-generated content, which means, for example, if I send you a care package, which I have already with the Cabinet t-shirts, and then if you want to create UGC content for me, right, then you go, oh my God, just got a new t-shirt from Cabernet Noir. Oh, I love the material on this. It's heavyweight, so breathable. I love the logo, and the fit looks so good. Make sure you use my code if you want to get it, so you get a little bit of cheeky discount. And then you're driving traffic into my website to make a purchase, right? So now you're giving, and then I'll make sure you buy it now before stock runs out. You're creating urgency as well.
Yeah.
So they listen to you because you're the leader of the community. So that's what UGC is. And you start seeing a lot of influencers doing UGC. They're getting paid. Sometimes they have paid sponsored ads, sponsored content, whatever, on Instagram.
And there's some people, like even on TikTok, who may not have a big following, but they just really understand how to make things go viral, which are great for those UGC, right?
It's a great platform.
Yeah.
For our case, because we're a luxury designer brand, we don't do UGCs. We do celebrity placement.
Yeah, I got you.
So now we have an agency in LA.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And in London. So, for example, recently Jay-Z bought our stuff. Right, I didn't know this until our agent from London told us, hey, Jay-Z's went to the Miami store, Men's Closet, which stocked our brand, and he bought some stuff from that store. I go, oh, great. But hopefully I get to see Jay-Z wearing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he wants it. A celebrity that status, you won't see him wearing the brand unless it's at home.
Yeah.
Because he wants only the brand that pays him well.
Yeah.
Like Louis Vuitton, Dior, whatever. So for us, then we use other artists, like producers, stuff. Recently we had MPH rocking our brand, and he had a boiler room set, wearing Cabernet Noir t-shirt.
Yeah.
Stone Boy just recently went to the store and bought our stuff. And
I saw KSI was wearing that.
KSI wearing Banks, which is our sister brand.
Yeah.
And recently, that's through our agent in London. And the fact that KSI was wearing it the whole day, this is crazy. It was like almost 2 days in a row, right? And we had Khabib, coach, who was wearing our Cabernet Noir t-shirt. So these are like the placement that I like. Not like UGC, but more like celebrity placement. But we don't do that a lot because we kind of value our brand. So we'll have like a limit of like, all right, this season we have 10 things to send to the stylist in the showroom, and the showroom will put it into their celebrities. Like right now, I have a lot of NFL, NBA players wanting to wear Cabernet Noir. I had Zion Williamson wants to wear our stuff recently, the jacket and stuff like that. So that's the way we look at it. It's like our user-generated content. It's in a way, it's a UGC, right? But our user-generated content is now by celebrities. So it's a different tier.
Isn't it crazy? Like, you know, it's 10-year anniversary and just
It's
like,
insane.
I remember when Diplo came into your store, like in your old store,
Yeah.
and you're telling me about it, and you're like, yo, Diplo should just come in,
You know
bro.
who the first big name was?
Who?
DJ Snake. Before he became famous. And he wasn't wearing any glasses. Maybe like I sent you the thing and you can have it shown.
Yeah.
It was so funny. His resolution's probably pretty bad because that was 2013. He bought some stuff. We didn't have much. And then his entourage, I only one guy, his photographer, I think. And it's like, yo, you want a photo with this guy? I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Snake was in the change room.
Yeah.
He's like, his name DJ Snake. He's got to be big this year. I'm like, fuck it. All right, fine. Took a photo with him. And after that, he just blew up. So now I have the photo of him without glasses. Now you can't see any photos of him without glasses.
Yeah.
That was the only one. Maybe I can make an NFT out of that, actually.
So who else has come into the studio, into your shop and it's been just really fun and cool? And
The most fun was Imagine Dragons. We didn't even know they were Imagine Dragons. We had a sale at the time, so we had a massive line. And then it's like 3 guys. They look like they're not from me because we know all the cool kids there. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, rocking all designer brands, and they're lined up for 10 minutes too because they're trying to check it out at the store.
Yeah.
And hey man, and we're like, and they go, where you guys from? Like, we're from Vegas. I'm like, what are you doing in Perth? I'm like, oh, we're playing tonight. Playing where? At Perth Arena. And I go, holy shit, Perth Arena is like at the time it's the biggest, like, you know. So I went behind the counter, Perth Arena, Friday night. Who's playing? Imagine Dragons. I go, you guys Imagine Dragons? Yeah. So then I start putting all my expensive shit from the back. They got money. Pulled out all my rack, like my special rack that couldn't even sell, like the 3 to 5 grand jackets that I couldn't sell. So he started buying. They start, what else you got? What else you got from the back? I'm like, boom. All right, they want more. Like this craziest sunny, like two grand sunny. So we want it for tonight, and they end up buying an outfit for the whole crew. And you guys want to come to the show? And I fuck yeah. And at the time I was dating this girl, and I think the band member was into her as well. Hey, do you want to come to the thing? And then she was kind of flirting with them. Oh gosh, fuck it. Like we get free tickets, so we end up getting VIP seats. Yeah. They end up spending 20 grand, but they're super humble. Yeah. So that's like one of the cool guys. We had Gunnar, and Gunnar was funny. He just like, we had to shut down the whole store. Had a bag of like big Louis Vuitton duffel bag full of weed because he stunk the whole store for 3 days straight. Shit. It's insane. I'm like, what the hell? He spent a few grand. We had Kid Leroy before Kid Leroy got big, and the time they're like, he was just looking around. Yeah. And it's like, what's this? Like, oh, I know. I was explaining the brand. Diplo was really cool. We had Lupe Fiasco. We had Joey Badass. Birds of Tokyo. We had so many artists coming through.
Imagine back in those days, like, you know how you see like Complex, the sneaker show, right? And if you had like that coming in, that shit would be so cool.
That's so cool. I know.
I mean, would you do that for Cab?
Like for example, Culture Kings would pay artists to make an appearance, like a 5-minute appearance for 15 grand. They pay them, right? So they'll pay the artist to go to do their shopping there, and the artists end up coming to us anyways for free to buy shit from us.
That's what I mean, right? I don't mean paying. I mean because because Culture Kings is franchise, right?
Well, now it is, but before they were independent.
Yeah. But I mean, like Culture Kings is kind of like, I still look at Culture Kings as like fucking Target. And like you guys are like, I mean, because your new store is behind Louis Vuitton. You're in the luxury area. Like you guys are the top hip hop, like, like luxury streetwear, right? But I think like, wouldn't that be cool though? If you're just like, hey, I know you're coming in, but we always have this videographer always just like, do you think that would fly? Because I think you guys,
a lot of them want free shit. For example, Post Malone was in town. Hey, you want to come? But Post wants some free stuff.
But Complex also they've been building this show, and they don't like, everyone has to pay for the shoes, right?
Oh, do you know that? Or do they
just do it for the show?
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. The production team could probably, hey, look, we'll chip in half of the price or whatever. Yeah. So who knows? To me, I don't really like doing it. If they want to shop there, they'll shop there. Like, we had, like I said, we had Imagine Dragons spend 20 grand.
You just want to just build your brand. Like
guys
like they come in, cool,
6, 8, 10 grand, whatever it was. So it's like, I don't need a kind of beg for celebrities. It's not gonna like giving them free shit or paying them. It's not giving me a return.
Nah.
Probably get a photo from it, but we have enough credential and photos now.
Yeah.
Like people know us from like we're actually bigger over in Europe than we're in Australia, which is funny.
I mean, would you ever like launch a store over there?
I would probably do it in like the fashion hubs like New York, Paris, and then that's probably it really. Like New York, Paris, and Perth, just 3 stores. I don't want to oversaturate it. I want to create cool concept.
I mean, that's the perfect way though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Japan for sure. Like Tokyo.
So 4.
Paris, Tokyo, yeah, for sure. And because the store is inspired a lot by the Japanese boutiques and how they operate stuff. And I just love the culture. The Japanese culture is insane.
So, I mean, let's talk about Perth. I mean, Perth, I think you've had a very strong hand in building Perth's fashion, really having a heavy hand in proper fashion, not just like, whatever. How do you feel like Perth is growing? It used to be a small city. Now everyone's having a lot more respect for what Perth is. There's a lot of money in Perth. There's a lot of shit to do. We have the best events. We have the best Sunday sesh.
Yeah.
All our friends from the East Coast say we have the hottest girls in Perth.
100%.
100%.
Shout out Perth girls.
Gang, gang.
In Australia.
So how do you see like over the next couple of years of the fashion growing?
We're kind of the leaders in the market, like to push that ahead. Before us, I mean, it still is very much like, that skate, streetwear culture, everything just relaxed wear. We don't really push the contemporary fashion or luxury fashion. Like we don't have the population, we don't have enough. I mean, like money's there, but it's just the culture's not there until we start. I mean, we've been there for 10 years, and it's still probably make 5% change. Maybe I'm just kind of understating it, probably a bit more. But to be fair, we had 5 to 10 main fashion influencers in Australia that all came from Perth, and they're signed by Paul's agency in London, and all of them from Perth. So that's testimonial of the scene in Perth. Like if I were to compare Perth fashion scene to Melbourne fashion scene and Sydney fashion scene, right? Perth is very much, we're small, but we're super tight. Like everyone likes really support that scene. Well, not everyone, 95%. There's 5% oddity of like they're just doing their own thing. Melbourne, Sydney, there's so many little groups, and they don't really unite. And that's the thing I don't really like about Melbourne, Sydney fashion scene. They don't really like unite the local brands. Do you know what I mean? They're like, there's so many local brands, and every local brand just want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Well, Perth is like, oh yeah, we're happy for other Perth brands to win. And that's the difference, I feel like. The community is so strong, and yeah, I think that's what helping our brand as well. Like the local support has been tremendous.
When I fly back to Perth and like you and me, like, hanging out, going to festivals, just going out and about, I noticed that like one of your very strong points is community, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you build that within your own self? Because I mean, back when I was in Perth, we had like, both of us had like, different crowds of friends, and then we started kind of, coming together. But how do you build your community as strong enough within the cab fan group and the consumer?
Yeah.
And then also, do you use those same principles on building your network and friend group who are also connected with a lot of other, different areas in Perth and Paris as well?
There's a difference between, like, I say this to myself, like, I have a philosophy that when the water goes up, all the boats go up. So I like when people are succeeding and businesses in Perth are succeeding. I have a lot of successful friends in Perth, and when they're succeeding, I'm so happy for them. Right? Unfortunately, a lot of other businesses don't like you when you're succeeding. So everyone's trying to take everyone down, right? Whether they admit it or not, they're behind the scene, they're trying to take you down.
Yeah.
For me, I love giving platform to the up-and-coming designers and the young kids in the game. I like to do mentorship to the fashion students and all that stuff, give them a platform and give them like information, some lead off on how do you move from graduating from fashion school to getting to the fashion industry, and which they don't really teach you at university and fashion schools. They kind of, once you've graduated, off you go. but they don't know how to get in. So I like to kind of give them a lead. All right, we should try and do this. Contact this person, contact this agency, because I had to learn the hard way, which is like, again, knocking on the door, finding out from people, that way. But for me, I just building and building. And because of that, our brand's becoming known and like as Cabin Noir. If some new brands wanting to launch, they launch at Cabin Noir. To brand, like I said, we launched Off-White. At the time, no one knew what Off-White was.
Yeah.
So when we got an email, hey, we would like you to carry Off-White, and we're like, what the fuck was it's Off-White? Oh, it's Virgil Abloh. And I'm like, who's Virgil Abloh? Right? As no one knew who Virgil Abloh. Oh, that's Kanye West's friend. And he's a designer. He's gonna be big and it has Pyrex. I was like, oh yeah, Pyrex kind of tacky, but you know what? I'll have a look. So that's how we got Off-White.
Yeah.
And same with Hell in the Mill. And right now, we're about to launch Kid Cudi's brand called Members of Their Age, or Motor. So we're the first store to launch that. We're like the first store to launch a lot of brands in Australia. And now people are starting to follow, like I said, follow our blueprint. Because Cabin Noir now known as like, oh, that shop that kind of expose the scene, the industry, what's new, what's up and coming. Oh, if it's stocked at Cabin Noir, it must be legit. Do you know what I mean? Which means we don't take brands easily. We have to really think about, we have to look at your business proposal. We have to look at your brands. And do I have a customer for it? Right? So when I bring brands in, I look at them, it's like, all right, who's my customer for that brand? Oh, it's middle-aged guy, 45, who's an accountant, who just wants simple shit. Or an 18-year-old kid who wants loud stuff, who likes the hype brand. He would wear that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, this is the...
Now, isn't this the same thing that when you went to Paris the first time and you were knocking on doors?
Yeah.
That's the same like kind of way and blueprint they thought about you. They're like, are they going to be good for our brand or anything like that? And they kind of see, right?
Yeah, but also like, this is where I found when I started going to Paris a lot. This is going to my 8th, 9th years of going to Paris, right? And people think going to Paris, it's like everyone knows what they're doing. Like all the high-end brands know what they're doing. They don't. Like I sat down with hype beasts and they asked me questions. Hey, do you like, what do you think about this brand? I'm like, bro, you're a hype beast. Like you should know. You should tell me. But when I start getting the industry leaders asking me, someone from Perth, that means these guys know nothing. You know what I mean? And that's what we got leverage too. Like coming from Perth, the fact that I'm pretty good at like picking trends, to an extent. Sometimes I'll fucking fuck it up when I buy a brand that I really like and it doesn't work at all. Where I go, fuck, I thought people would like that, you know? Again, going back to that fine dining experience, like, fuck, I thought people would like dark. But they don't like dark in Perth? Like, what the hell? Everyone else likes dark.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's the kind of shit that I look at and I analyze the business.
What are some of the worst mistakes that you've made?
The worst mistake was, it's funny because now we're moving away from footwear brands. And I was dealing with Nike and Adidas, right? The big two giants. And they were starting to dictate what I have to buy. And I go, whoa. It's like, imagine you go to a market, hey, bro, you go to a restaurant, you need to buy this. I go, who the fuck are you to tell me what to buy? Right? So we cut off that relationship. And because they put us into so much debt, because they forced us to buy all the shitty stock, right? It's all about volume to them. So like, Eddie, you have to buy 50, 100 grand for this season. I'm like, well, do I have to say what I buy? No, you allocated that. But they call like, but they market, it's limited edition, it's allocation only. They kind of sell it to you as in like, it's a special edition, no one's going to have it. But in reality, it's like, no, we put all the stock to your store only and good luck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's probably when I cut off those two brands and just kind of like, it gives me more freedom to pick what I like, what products I want to sell again.
I remember when I was in Perth last, you had I think it was a new Puma out, and that thing was fire, dude.
Puma is the only footwear brand we're doing a relationship with.
Yeah.
Like, because Puma still operates like a boutique, right? We're still doing their content for them, and they're like, hey, they're very communicative, and like us talk to head office people and all that. You know, they're getting like they like to get my feedback, and they're very helpful. Like, hey, let's test this product in your market. If it doesn't sell, we'll take it back. So there's no risk on you. I'm like, right, this is what it should be. Like, to me, it should be like a long-term relationship, not like a short-term relationship. And these brands just forcing you to buy that, to me, like, that's just one night stand, right? So to me, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, now like we're transitioning because fashion is so quick. So retail has to be moving, has to evolve as well.
Does fashion move so quickly because, like every 3 months is like a fashion week? Like, and there's always,
You know what I mean? Like Zara has 52 seasons. I'm like, so, what? 52 seasons, Zara? What the fuck? Because every week is a new season to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the way the market is so quick, fast fashion is killing everyone, right?
Yeah. But it feels like Zara and like all of those Top Man and stuff, their stuff is different each week, but it's literally they're using the same stuff and just putting a different print, and then they're still calling it a new.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it properly, but
Do you think Zara and I think Zara does it better, but like Zara,
there's so many like fast fashion brands that died, like Forever 21.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, boom, Shane just killed him or something. I don't know if Shane killed it. But yeah, when you play in that realm, it's completely different. That's why, like I said, I like that sort of fine dining experience, Michelin star vibe, right?
less is more.
Like you're just focusing on your service and product, and like your growth is like this. Like you don't want to be that, because what happens when you go there, you're gonna go boom, you're gonna plunge straight down.
Yeah.
But if you go there, I'm like, yeah, you see a dip, oh, but you come back up again. Oh, you see a little dip, but come back up again. And if it's dipping a lot more, oh, you got to drastically change what's happening there. You know what I mean? But you have a chance, right? But if you go so steep, like your progress so high, your dip is gonna be almost like straight to zero or negative even. And that's really scary. That's what a lot of big brands have. And when I saw big department store in New York, was it Macy? No, Macy. They're shutting down. It's crazy. And I go, what? They've been around for 100 years. They go on administration, liquidation. So yeah, I mean, so we kind of like where we are now. You know what I mean? We have big goals to expand for sure.
Now, can I ask a really important question? When did you take up nursing?
Nursing?
Because you've been nursing this drink all the time, bro.
Well, I'm yapping it away. The orange is so good here.
Dude, it's fucking tasty as.
Oh, you get so red. Skin my face so red.
Good. Such a luggy.
Yeah, just a little one. I get too red when I'm drinking.
Luggy?
Yeah, a little bit more.
First guest I spoke Bahasa to. Okay, man. So I think we can, this has been really good understanding like your persona in the fashion industry. I think we can kind of start bringing this to an end. But I mean, you talked a little bit before about some of the things you want to have, like headquarters, HQs, like a villa here, tequila bar.
So this is the big concept, big vision. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. The big vision of Cabernet Noir, right? I have ADHD, so I just want to do a lot of things with the brand. But the big vision is, do you know when you watch Batman? You see Wayne, the company, Wayne everywhere, Wayne Corp, Wayne Logistic, or Wayne something.
Wayne Enterprise.
Wayne Enterprise, right? And it's like, you see the brand everywhere. So I want that for Cabernet Noir. So it'd be like Cabernet Noir, the store. We have a cafe called Cabernet Noir Express. So if I open a bar, it'll be like, for example, a tequila bar, Tequila High Club by Cabernet Noir. I mean, hotel, by Cabernet Noir. So the name Cabernet Noir, it's like a stamp of luxury and conceptual. That's what I wanted to kind of, when you think of LVMH, for example, Louis Vuitton has more Hennessy. When people see LVMH Group is taking on a particular brand, you know it's going. We're going luxury. Just recently, they bought a brand called Million d'Or, right? So as soon as Million d'Or joined LVMH, you knew straight away they're going big. They're going luxury because there's going to be a lot of money pushed behind it. Same with the Cabernet Noir. So the big vision is any new business that we're doing under Cabernet Noir has to be luxury and conceptual, right? So the concept itself is the big thing for us. So that's the big picture. But, right now, we just have a cafe. Next one for us is a bar, hotel, maybe restaurant, and expand like that.
But again, doing the slowly, not hey.
Yeah, and learning about like even that cafe we just opened up. Man, that's the hardest business I've run. Do you know what I mean? Like,
how is that doing?
Good, but you have to make a lot of copies to break even.
Yeah.
Right, and so your traffic flow has to be just managing the cash flow is a tricky thing. What to buy, staffing and all that stuff. And hospo people, it's just very tricky to hire. Do you know what I mean? So, this is, I like learning new business for me, like new things. Even this tequila thing we're doing, I think it has a lot of legs. I don't know where it's gonna go. I think you have a lot of vision to it already, which is great. I think, like, I'm excited to see where it's gonna take. We could even take completely left turn, whereas going to something else completely.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We could have an OnlyFans, tequila fans.
But that's, you said before, like earlier, when you made a lot of mistakes and spent a lot of too much money, and that's the reason why I've taken, and it took you by surprise on how far I took it, because I didn't really communicate it with you, which I apologize for. But the reason behind it was because we were in a position, with the company that I was in, and I have all the equipment, and I just saw something, and I was like, I'm just going to take it because we've been talking for so long.
100%. I'm grateful you're doing it.
And I wanted to,
if it's not being done, like, you're just sitting as an idea.
Exactly. And I wanted to do it. I tried to do it without as much, like, spending as much money, so that we can build the foundation. So we do go like this, right? And cool. Like, this season we've got some great guests.
Great guests.
Huge influencer friends.
I think the tricky thing is just that consistency for any podcast and content creators. A lot of people get discouraged because, oh my God, I'm only getting 100 views. I'm only getting 1 million views. Well, like, YouTube won't reward you algorithm straight away until your second year. Sometimes third, fourth year. Like, I remember watching Mr. Beast's content. Do you know what I mean? And he was talking exactly that. The first 5 years were just him doing dumb shit. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, nothing. They're just doing it purely for the fun of it. And I think if we just have that mindset of just, this is fun. You just... For you and I, we can just, like, this is a good opportunity to meet interesting people. Like, you had interesting guests already, and I'm learning so much about the guests. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And like Justin Bieber or whatever, and that was cool. And I think we can go. I think next season when I sit here, I want to talk some deep shit. You know what I mean? Like, as we're getting drunk, we can just talk more. I'm like,
well, this is great because you're going to come over to Bali, like, over the next, while we're running this first season, and so the next episode, I think we'll probably talk about some fun stuff. But then, let's talk about, like,
definitely come back. We'll definitely talk about. I want to talk about our personal shit. Because I'm curious what you're doing. I haven't seen it for so long. We're dating. I think dating is a big thing. Like,
I think because I think from, like, us both growing up in Perth. And then, me being here now, the dating scene is quite different. And I think what we should do for the next episode, we should talk about, like, how to pick up girls.
Ooh,
right?
I love that.
And I think, like, we'll do in the context as well, because how to pick up girls and how to pick up guys will give everyone the perspective.
I wish we have the capacity to have a girl's perspective, but that's probably our next episode.
We'll do it. We'll do that once we get, like, a bigger studio. We'll have a third person on, and then we'll be able to jump a bit in.
Because I want to hear what the girl's perspective. Like, what's your worst pickup line that you've encountered? Like that. But I definitely have a lot of.
Then we can see who's
in my books.
Talk about each other's riz.
My riz is different to yours, and I have a different different goals with my rizzes. Do you know what I think yours is different, so I think it'll be interesting to kind of, like, expose what pickups. Cool.
All right, man.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Cheers.
What I want to hear from you is two things. One, give us a quick elevator pitch on if someone's both, because you're now growing different businesses. You've been in the fashion, but you have a lot of experience. Give us a 60-second elevator pitch on what people can do to be successful in building their business.
Oh man, there's no, like, one way blueprint. My blueprint is completely different, and I listen to, like, a lot of people's blueprints. Like, to me, I like using Zig Ziglar's quote, and what he says, like, it doesn't take one step to be great, but doesn't take, hang on, I'm fucking it up. What does it say? But you need to take one step to be great.
Do you want to Google?
I fucked that up.
Do you want to Google it? Quick.
I just listened to it today.
I can see you live by this. Day by day.
Literally quite.
Are you sure it wasn't like,
Imagine like completely wrong.
it wasn't Armstrong, the astronaut? One small step for man.
Oh, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you mean in context of just start?
So I like living by Zig Ziglar's quote. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And I love that because I think the problem with a lot of people, I get a lot of kids coming up, hey, how do you start? Or like, well, have you Googled it? How to start a fashion brand or how to start a clothing store? Right now you have information left, right, center.
Spend a week on YouTube, like, and just watching every video, and then ask ChatGPT.
I like when people come to me like, Eddie, I've done this for my brand. I'm struggling to expand. How can you help me? And then I go, all right, let me help you because you've done your homework, right? But I feel like, but then also there's people who's too afraid to take the first step, and you need to take the first step to leap. Right?
Yeah.
If you're not taking that first step, you're never gonna leap. To me, that's the most important thing. What happens after that? If you have the most important thing, you have a goal. Universe has a funny way of taking you there. So I mean, like for example, I wanted to make $1 million. I didn't know how to do it, but universe found me a way to make it. So, it's I think you just keep at it. Like there's no recipe for success. I hate being that guy. Like you need to do this to be successful. You just got to know your direction and make sure you don't lose track of it. Another quote that I want to share is, don't sacrifice what you want most with what you want now. Meaning don't waste time drinking, getting fucked up, whilst you should be working on your vision.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the long-term vision. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that.
Nice, man. Very cool. And then the last question to finish this off. So out of 10, what would you rate this?
I'm getting pretty drunk already. My face, as you can see, getting red.
Still an 8?
This is still an 8. I mean, the orange juice here is amazing. It's better than Australian orange juice because it's so sweet. So, I don't know if they add sugar on it.
I mean, it's Bali in Indonesia.
Yeah, I mean, Bali
they already have a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
They love a bit of gula.
The tropical, oh man. So this is really good.
So still an 8. 8 out of 10 for the first mezcal we've had. Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy for me. I like drinks that I can smash without.
Do you know one interesting thing about the mezcal though is when we have had like the OJ and tequila so many times, you don't actually get to taste the tequila as much, but with the mezcal and how
taste the smoke in it.
Yeah,
right?
you still taste the smoke. I think that's
like that.
interesting.
A lot of people don't like that, but as you get used to it, it's kind of like if you're a whiskey drinker and you're like, I hate whiskey because it's too strong. And
see, I grew up on wine and whiskey, man.
Yeah, I can't do it. I think I'm genetically. I think that's why like Asians and Mexicans are similar, right? That's why we love the tequila. So we're like, that's why for me, like, I love this better than vodka, better than whiskey.
Yeah.
So easy to drink. And a lot of girls will start drinking tequila OJ, mezcal OJ. I wouldn't recommend mezcal OJ for girls yet. Start with tequila OJ, smooth tequila, the Blanco, not Reposado. Don't worry about Añejo. That's too hectic for them. They'll just yak. But yeah, I think this is such an easy drink.
Very easy.
I can smash 30, 50 of these. We have. I think overloaded on like vitamin C.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, this is what my piss would look
Sorry, I
like.
have so much energy, bro. All right, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks again,
next
bro.
time. I'll see you when I'm back.
Easy, bro. Thank you so much.
Peace.
And thank you guys for watching. This episode has been amazing. You've been able to meet the co-founder of Tequila High Club, someone who won the World Series of breakdancing and also one of the fastest growing fashion brands, a luxury fashion brand, who is absolutely dominating. You have heard it from the best here on this episode. I want to thank you for watching and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Adios.